in an unknown universe, a universe where humans have advanced their way into technology and have started exploring new boundaries of space. Everything begins on planet Sagan 1, which is a human research colony, or you can also call this planet a mining facility made by humans. On a very peaceful day, a mysterious meteor falls near the facility and doesn't take too much time to realize it's not a meteor fall but an alien invasion. Knowing this, they couldn't resist anymore, and that's how it all begins. Well, who's they? The Iron Marines continue their entire mission by facing various obstacles in between by the invaders, but at the end, Tyrant 1 is finally defeated, and this is where the invaders retreat. Iron Marines and the humans celebrated this first victory against the invaders. But little did they know, something more bigger is being brewed behind the curtains, and this was just the beginning, waiting to be rise up again. Planet Ascendar is where we head to next, because the prisoners who were held into this robotic island were must to be released. Here we can see each of the factions who were part of the Iron Marines, or the council representative of each species, were abducted into this planet. For example, Dr. Einstein from planet Earth, Supreme Thinker, as they were the trusted allies from different systems. This is the time that Iron Marines have to step into this entire situation and help them to be rescued as soon as possible. Hacking our way throughout the planet and waking up the last of Ascendi, the race which was developed on this entire planet, and now this planet has its own god who is being created, Robo 070, who must be stopped before something very worse can happen. The Robo 070, the boss I hate the most, was finally defeated. With it, the prisoners, the councils, were finally released. Now they are rescued, and this is the part to celebrate. This victory was celebrated in Planet Talk with full honor and a little bit of awkward situation to be in. Boralis, the first planet to be the battlefield of an intergalactic war. The deal between GAR and Federation was pretty simple. They will receive a lot of human tech. In return, the Federation will be able to mine those green stones. Moreover, Ethereum, which is very important to the Federation. But that's exactly when this planet is invaded by one and only Rad. Considerably a big nuisance for the entire galaxy. Slowly making our way to the leader of Rad's, Nexus, who must be defeated in a very unique manner, or else the universe is in a great danger. Fortunately, Iron Marine successfully manages to defeat Nexus. This is the best part of everything. Everything's back to normal, everyone's celebrating, and Nexus and the threat has been neutralized. This was the true warmth of friendship. But little did they know, someone stronger than Nexus talking about defeat, a shadow figure talking about it. And this is where we see Nexus rise up again. Shadow figure is supposed to be seen in future games, as I theorize. Moreover than that, this is where Iron Marines 1 concludes. Iron Marines invasion starts off in planet YCYCL3, where they talk about the fight in Boralis. But this is just the starting, as every day new enemies are rising, and many new heroes has joined the Iron Marines from every corner of the galaxy. And now their main mission is to find the vultures. Well, vultures, basically, I would consider them to be some kind of bandits all around the galaxy and spreading nuisance, like a cheap version of a villain, I would consider. Then we see this discussion where this portal to Rad's galaxy is now made, and they have sent a secret agent to investigate in their galaxy, where we see a familiar character, Fate from Iron Marines 1 comes out and talk about Red are ready to attack, but she couldn't figure out where are they gonna attack. We also get to know Fate is not from this galaxy. Planet Imperia, and this is the last day of their festival, but that's exactly where the Rads attack and do worst to the Imperians. This is where we see a Dark Empyrean. They are the darker version of the normal Empyreans, filled with void, rage, and revenge. They want the revenge from the Rads for what they did to their planet. During the meeting of this entire federation, we see vultures attacking, trying to steal mechas from them. In the mission, one of the people from the vultures gets captured, and now this is the only way we can know more about what's happening between vultures and Rad. He's taken into the prison ship with the maximum security cell, and now we know that they're trying to take the advantage of the chaos of the war to gain more power. So now they are actually giving intel to the Rads so they can work together and get the advantage. The Rads starts attacking an undefended planet. They cannot be underestimated anymore. They're trying to get as much energy as possible and open the big portal again. And now, an Empyreans have called an SOS. The Dark Empyrean is trying to kill their leader, who's Sophos, who's a pure Empyrean to be more specific. After protecting Master Sophos, he remains in state of trance for quite a while, until he finds a way to save their people. Still being in luck that there are a few Empyrean survivors who are on our side. Sophos has always been an ally, and Dark Empyreans cannot have him. We must protect him, because now Harold has sent assassins to kill him. The Arturian emissary wasn't present at this meeting, and now we get to know that the Dark Empyreans will do anything to get their revenge, as now Arturian emissary is kidnapped. Luckily, he is saved. Yet, then we find vultures are trying to capture a big source of power, judging from the legends that this is an old artifact which was used to power up giant mechas, and now it's in the hands of the Federation, so now it's safe. An ambush attack on Boralis happened next, where the Ga'ar and the Iron Marines fought together in order to defeat it. Unfortunately, they did manage to defeat the Rats. This is where we get to fight this void creature which was created through this Dark Empyrean ritual which they tried to do, which seemed to be very interesting, as it has always been a kind of red stone which has been a power source for void and overseer powers, I would consider. This is where they did manage to defeat this creature, yet he spreads his offspring all over the galaxy, and which sounds even more worse problem to take care of. Searching where will be the next Rad's attack, we get to know that it's going to be Lyria Prime, the swarm planet where it's the last Fel colony, where there are two less in the number to defeat the Rad alone, and these are Fel allies. So we must get there and stop the Rads as soon as possible. The Rads tried to take the extract of the ancient Fel, but the next time, Iron Marines and Fels were very much prepared, and now we have the ancient Fels on our side. These are the Fels which are into the next evolution of their generation. They need more power in order to survive in this galaxy, and they're ready to join the Federation. In the past, Fels were not good enough to communicate with, and they were just fleeing away from the Rad's invasion. Yet now we can communicate with them, and now they are part of this alliance. The Dark Empyreans have attacked Orbital Station, and this is an emergency. Yet, with the help of ancient Fels, the situation gets handled up very much easily. Viper Knight, which could give us an advantage in war and is a source of energy. Now, Melina can help us in this battle by helping us to use this type of energy. We get to know that the Dark Imperials were following the rats. Meanwhile, we also get to know that vultures and rats are trying to build a huge weapon. What kind of weapon is the question to be answered. We get to know that they're trying to build a huge drill. And why would they even need that? Well, we get to know that the Federation Council is in the danger. Vultures had made this weapon. Now it was our job to stop them no matter what. Iron Marine successfully manages to defeat them, and then we get to see this is not the true identity of the leader of the Vultures. The leader of the Vultures is presented in the Federation Council, and then we unmask him, and then we get to know it's none other than the Arthurian emissary. After that shocking news, we get to see that the tree world is under attack by the Dark Imperials, where they're gonna extract the energy and then they're gonna harness the power of the void and become one with the void. Tree world is an entire tree which is a world. It has its own consciousness, to say the least, and it protects the one who are under its branches. So looking at this mission, Iron Marines fortunately complete the mission, and now we have Tree World on our side, and it will help us in the way it can. Finally see Sophos back, and now he can feel the sorrow and pain of his people. Now this is where we need to find every single one of them and try our best to find the memory shards as soon as possible. The memory shards reflected the past of that specific Dark Imperial and their experience they had to go through during this transformation. It's very sad. Two normal Imperials talking about how excited they are for the festival, and here we see this shadow figure or someone from the cult. This character looks so much like a person from the Unblinded cult, and it's insane how we see this guy turn into the Dark Herald. But let's be honest, no matter what galaxy or universe it is, it's always going to be a cult person who's going to be turned into a powerful version of their own self. So it truly does not depend whether who that person is. There's just going to be a cult member at first, and then for power they will be turned into a supreme version. So this was a cult member, but an Imperial cult member, because Overseer really do not cares about who is part and who isn't part of his cult, but anyone who is trying to help him, he's gonna say yes in return of power of the void. We finally fight the Void Sovereign, more called as Overseer, and the Dark Herald. In this epic boss fight, after many tries, we finally defeat Dark Herald. And this is where Dark Herald loses his all power. He is no longer having the void power. This may just kill him or something else, but not only that, this also stops the Overseer from getting into this universe. Now, this is where his extracts were taken in, and not only that, Overseer already said, I will return, and then all of those extracts were taken into a safe hands. After the Dark Imperial threat was neutralized, a new threat was still up here, which was rats. Rats were still attacking, but now we have rat rebels who are trying to stay with us, helping us to fight their own people. Now this is where we are fighting with alongside our rat rebels. Next, Nexus will be coming. Nexus was defeated, yet he is still there, and now he's gonna come to planet Ascendar to finally destroy the entire Federation. This was finally it. Everything, the final battle. The mega portal had been opened in planet Ascendar, and this is where Iron Marines finally win. Nexus was fallen. They open up the portal and fall back again. Rats escape, yet we do not know if this will bring peace forever, but the rebels are now back to living peacefully. This was the biggest celebration of all time. This was the best time for peace. Yet, in Avalor Space Station, this is where we get to see a small Easter egg of Kingdom Rush, yet the extract of Overseer has been fallen down, and now one of the crew member is part of Overseer, or moreover, I would consider he is infected from it. So now, next game we might get to see Overseer return and make his glorious appearance, but there are a lot of mysteries still to be discovered in Iron Marine's universe, as there are many different rad types which we may not have even discovered yet. And not only that, Overseer will return. That is a guaranteed part which we get to know from this post-credit scene, and this was the entire Iron Marine's full timeline explained. Subscribe for more and keep on rushing.